Welcome to Sales IQ. My name is Albert, I'm your host. And today I wanted to talk to you about creating urgency. Now, creating urgency in two types of people that you talk to. One, between the prospects and a shopper. How do you know who do you have on the line? Now, to recap, perhaps from a previous video that you saw, prospects are the people that are interested in setting up service right now. If the product or service is actually in their area and the price is right, they're ready to go, they're ready to roll, they're ready to go ahead and get the order placed and a due date for the technician to come out and do the installation. That's the prospect. Now, a shopper is a person that's actually calling different companies and shopping around. They're asking for different questions. They're asking information about what type of promotions do you have, what different packages that you may need. And sometimes they have like a whole laundry list of all these different questions that just take up your time, and at the end, they're not going to buy anything. So there is one specific question that I always ask when the person comes in and they, for example, they would say, I want to set up internet service or I want to set up cable service. Right now, once I verify the address and I see that it's actually available, the one question that I ask, and it's just so short, but so effective, right? The question is, get ready. When do you need the service installed? That's the question. When do you need the service installed? That's the one question that is going to go ahead and actually let you know whether you have a prospect or a shopper on the line. More than likely, that's the differentiation. That's the question that will differentiate between a prospect or a shopper. A prospect, if I ask a prospect, when do you need the service installed? And the prospect says, oh, I needed it yesterday. Boom, I know this person wants to go ahead and actually get rolling, right? Provided that they do qualify after they do the credit check. Now, if I ask this question to a shopper, the shopper, I ask them, hey, when do you need the service installed? No, I'm just shopping around. I'm just calling different companies. You're the first company that I called. I still have about 3 or 4 other companies that I need to go ahead and verify. And go, okay, this guy is a shopper, right? Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to try to turn it into a prospect so I can go ahead and get him actually to buy something now, right? But that question already tells you that if this call starts to take too long, then you have to ask again, hey, have you heard enough so we can go ahead and get this done? And the person, no, I already told you, I'm already shopping. At that moment, hey, you have to cut your losses, and you have to be as nice as possible and try to answer the questions, and then let them go on their merry way. So that's very, very key, because remember, in sales specifically, time is so important, right? You want to be able to get in, get out, and then move on to the next call, because all the different calls may be an opportunity waiting for another sale. Right now, sometimes a person may be, oh, but I'm being rude. No, you're not being rude. You just have to be actually asked exactly the right question. So that's the first question you ask. When do you need the service installed? That will give you an idea of the mindset, whether the prospect or the shopper. Now, once you have that question answered, right, and the person says, oh yes, I'm ready to go, the next thing you say, hey, listen, I need to go ahead and get you qualified. I need to do a credit check. Now, that in itself may be a deal breaker, because the person, even though it was a prospect before, now, hey, I don't want to go ahead and do a credit check. I actually have my credit check frozen. And that doesn't happen very often. But again, that is something that you need to let them know as soon as you do the question. Hey, when do you need the service installed? Oh, I need it in a week, or I needed it yesterday, or I need it as soon as possible. Okay, excellent. Let me answer your questions, but I do need to get you qualified and do a credit check. And the person says, oh, great, no problem, let's do it. Then you're ready to go, right? So that's the primary tip that I would actually give you. So that's very important. So I want to hear from you, what question do you use to actually determine whether a person is a prospect or a shopper? Now, go ahead and use this, right? So this would be your takeaway, right? The one question that differentiates between the shoppers and the prospects, right? That's the question. When do you need the service installed? And once you do that, is I need to do a credit check to get you qualified, right? Now, if you, for example, let's say you're a lawyer and you say, hey, listen, I'm going to go ahead and take care of your case. And the person says yes. And the next question is, okay, well, I need a $1,500 retainer. Now, a retainer is a sort of a deposit that you have to put with a lawyer in order for them to actually take your case. And so if the person says, oh yeah, I want you to be my lawyer, but I don't have the money, you're going to go ahead, the lawyer's not going to spend like another hour and a half answering questions when he knows he's not going to be able to get a new client. I think that you're able to work with this. One thing that I'll ask you to do for me is to go ahead and actually share the video. I hope this helped you. Share the video because it's very important that people really get the correct knowledge in order to start having their sales success. Okay, increase your sales IQ. My name is Albert. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.